Hi everyone, this is Ramalinga Prasad Kuppa. Welcome to my channel Pharma World. Today's topic is Schedule M, revised as on December 28, 2023. The Schedule M of the Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940 and Rules 1945 was revised on December 28, 2023. The salient features are explained in this video. Try to understand the elaborate content of the revised Schedule M. If you are already knowledgeable on ICH Q7 GMP guidelines, ICH Q9 quality risk management guidelines, and the tools to adopt for risk assessment and mitigation, PICS guidelines, it is a cakewalk to adapt to the revised Schedule M. Try to understand the intent of the content of each section carefully and completely. Applicability. The manufacturing premises shall be used exclusively for production of drugs and no other manufacturing activity shall be undertaken except in respect of units licensed prior to December 11, 2001. So, before December 11, 2001, there was no specific requirement to manufacture only pharmaceuticals in the licensed facility. However, the GMP requirements that are prescribed must be followed strictly. Development of pharmaceutical quality system, including good manufacturing practice and quality risk management QRM. Pharmaceutical quality system is not just for production of pharmaceutical products. It is for the manufacturing of drug substances and drug products. Manufacturing includes all activities within the pharmaceutical product, including receipt of inputs, storage systems, testing QC systems, production systems, including packaging systems, holding and distribution systems, evaluating the changes, deviations, market complaints, recalls, etc. Review of all these aspects continuously and taking corrective actions and preventive actions. See carefully, production is a part of manufacturing and they are not interchangeable words. This clarity is provided in the glossary section of ICH Q7. So, GMP guide ICH Q7 is considered as important input for development of GMP. Quality risk management is also a very important guideline to design pharmaceutical quality system looking into various potential risks, subsequent investigations and CAPA. Good manufacturing practices applies to the life cycle stages from the manufacturing of investigational medicinal products, technology transfer and commercial manufacturing until the product discontinuation. This phrase, life cycle, should be understood well. All stages, right from the starting point through development till discontinuation of the product manufacture are considered as product life cycle. Please note that the life cycle and batch expiry period are two different aspects. Expiry date is for a particular batch of a particular product, and product life cycle deals with the manufacturer of that particular product for several years. Necessary customer support should be provided for some time after the discontinuation of the product. It is like a new version of a car or a new version of electronic gadget released in the market. But customer support is required for older versions since some customers may still be using the older versions of the items. The salient features. In part 1, the content from ICH-Q7, ICH-Q9, WHO, PICS guidelines is integrated, replacing the earlier sections of Part 1A up to Part 1F of the earlier Schedule M. There are few important requirements incorporated in the revised version. In Section 1.3, GMP requirements are extended up to design and development stage. Section 1.5N has a reference to planned change, which is interchangeable with deviation process. Section 11.3.9 has requirements to handle such changes. Section 3.13H makes it necessary to have a copy of the valid pharmacopoeias, including IP and other relevant books and guidelines documents officially issued by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. Performance qualification PQ and process validations are interchangeable as per the section 5.3d. If this person is different from the authorized person for handling the market complaints and the recalls, the latter shall be made aware of the complaint, investigation, or recall is a requirement in section 6.2. Contract analysis requirements are incorporated in section 9.5.5. There are 12 shared responsibilities described for production and quality units in section 11.3.3. Section 12.6 has a relaxation for highly potent drugs manufacture. It says, in exceptional cases, the principle of campaign working in the same facility can be accepted provided that the specific precautions are taken and necessary validations, including cleaning validations, are made. There should be a separate air handling system as per section 12.7.3. There is a total of 20 sections with many important details. In Appendix 1, there are additional requirements to briefly describe about the quality management system and the quality risk management system. Quality control system is enriched with additional aspects of quality assurance in the site master file. There is a note at the end saying the guidelines published by the World Health Organization WHO on following aspects relating to the GMP through their technical report series from time to time may be considered for general guidance purposes for designing the HVAC systems and equipment qualifications. The requirements are prescribed in much detail in the revised Schedule M for each subsection. So each section is prescribed in more detail. The content from the earlier version is included with additional information. The revised guideline incorporates sections from Part 1 to Part 11 for dosage forms. All GMP requirements are divided into 11 sections. Part 12 is prescribed exclusively for API manufacturing. The content is extracted from ICH Q7. This is referred as Part 1F in the earlier guideline, Schedule M. 12th section is exclusive for API manufacturing with the same prescription of ICH Q7. It was referred as Section 1F in the earlier version of Schedule M. Let us look into the details. Part 1 is Good Manufacturing Practice for Pharmaceutical Products, Main Principles. The detailed content of Part 1 is explained in the previous slide already. Part 2, Specific Requirements for Manufacture of Sterile Products, Parenteral Preparations, Small Volume Injectables, and Large Volume Parenterals, and Sterile Ophthalmic Preparations. Detailed grading of clean rooms is described well in this Part 2. For the B, C, D grade clean room air grades, the number of air changes shall be appropriate for the size of the room and the equipment and personnel present in it. Maximum permitted number of particles per meter cube greater than or equal to 0.5 microns is slightly increased. Air sample volume is increased to 500 CFU per meter square for Class D clean rooms. There are specific requirements for thermal sterilization process and aseptic processing and sterilization by filtration. This is referred as Part 1A in earlier version of Schedule M. Part 3, Specific Requirements for Manufacturing of Pharmaceutical Products containing hazardous substances such as sex hormones, steroids, anabolic, androgenic, or cytotoxic substances. Some parts of Section 1F are included in this Part 3 for steroids and sex hormones. Part 4, Specific Requirements for Manufacture of Biological Products. This is a new chapter introduced. As these biological processes may display inherent variability, the range and nature of byproducts may also be variable. QRM principles are prescribed particularly for this class of materials and recommended to be used to develop the control strategy across all stages of manufacture so as to minimize variability. Part 5, Specific Requirements for Radiopharmaceutical Products. This is also a new section. This section prescribes that many radiopharmaceuticals are released and administered to patients shortly after their production because of their short half-lives. So, the quality control may sometimes be retrospective. In view of this aspect, strict adherence to GMP as prescribed in Part 1 is mandatory. Part 6 is Specific Requirements for Phytopharmaceuticals. Phytopharmaceuticals are prepared from materials of plant origin. As in biological products, there could be variation from one source of inputs from the other source. Same type of controls of GMP as described for biological products should be adhered strictly. Brief reference in other requirements is given in Appendix 1B in Data Submission section. Part 7. Specific requirements for manufacture of investigational pharmaceutical products for clinical trials in humans. Data to be submitted in regulatory filings is given in Appendix 1B of the earlier version of Schedule M. The revised schedule has more elaborate prescriptions for clinical trials of investigational pharmaceuticals. Part 8. Specific requirements for manufacture of oral solid dosage forms, tablets and capsules. There are about additional 60 prescriptions in this part 8 as general requirements. There are not many changes in the remaining sections of part 1B of earlier Schedule M. Part 9 is specific requirements for manufacture of oral liquids, syrups, elixirs, emulsions and suspensions. In this section, the recommendation is that the primary packaging area shall have an air supply which is filtered through level 3 filters, whereas in part 1C, 5 micron filtered air is acceptable. Primary plus secondary plus tertiary filters, example EN779G4 plus F8 plus EN1822H13 filters for full fresh air system without recirculation. G4 and F8 or F9 filters are recommended. Part 10. Specific requirements for manufacture of topical products, external preparations, creams, ointments, pastes, emulsions, lotions, solutions, dusting powders and identical products. The content of this section and part 1D is almost same. Only recommendation is that there should be a suitable filter for the air quality for the manufacturing area, whereas it says to use a 20 micron filter in earlier version of Schedule M. Part 11. Specific requirements for manufacture of metered dose inhalers MDI. The content of this part 11 and part 1E of earlier version of Schedule M is almost same. There are no big changes made. Part 12, GMP for APIs, same content as in ICH Q7. The content of part 12 is extracted from ICH Q7 in total. Part 13, requirements of plant and equipment. The content is almost same as in part 2 of Drugs and Cosmetics Act Schedule M of the earlier version. There is one additional requirement to classify the stainless steel grade as 316L in the revised Schedule M. These revised rules are effective from 6 months from now for large scale manufacturers, turnover more than 250 crore, and 12 months for small and medium scale manufacturer, turnover less than or equal to 250 crores. By now, the 12 months time limit is already elapsed from the effective date of Schedule M. So, it is necessary to check whether the existing system complies to these revisions. If you have knowledge on necessary ICH guidelines, WHO Technical Report Series, it is easy to comply to the revised Schedule M. The intent of this video is only a few sample comments and cursory view of the revised Schedule M. Along with this video program, it is beneficial to keep a copy of the earlier version of the Schedule M and the revised version of the Schedule M for better understanding and for more elaborate information. Thanks for watching. For more videos, please do subscribe, like, and share. Also, please leave a message in the comments box for any further support. Thank you.